Hey everybody, guess what? The sun's come up. Also, I'm doing another review for another Jessica Jones episode that I just watched just now. Finally, the big payoff I've been waiting for. The big, the payoff with the Jerry Hogarth storyline has finally come forward, and now we all know why we had to sit through all that boring her dealing with ALS stuff. It was all a setup for a setup. It was setting up that she was so desperate she was willing to believe a guy with healing powers could actually heal her from her ALS. Also, she could leave him and Inez alone in her house for a few hours, and they would rob her eventually. And of course, it took them a few days to get there, but as soon as they saw that Jessica was involved, they knew that the truth was going to come out eventually. So they just took what they could and ran away eventually. And good on Carrie Ann Moss, because she did some acting in that scene that was... wow. A lesser actress probably couldn't have captured the emotion of, just a person who's worked hard all his life and finally has reached the pinnacle of his life and has everything he could possibly ever hope for, and just have it taken away from him that easily. She just broke down and started crying in the middle of her house. And you've seen my house. I'd probably do the same if something like that happened to me. I literally watched that scene thinking, oh shit, I gotta go check on my stuff and make sure it's all still there. So I applaud them for going that direction. I applaud Carrie Ann Moss for doing what she did, and she gets a thumbs up for me in this episode. Let's talk a little bit about Trish. She basically blew it. Now she's both crazy and out of a job, basically. I'm kind of digging this whole Trish and Mel relationship. By the way, she's calling him Mel now. That's kind of funny. But I really think... I haven't seen the next episode yet, so I really think she's going to do something stupid next episode, and she's going to go after this Dr. Mollis, and who knows what's going to happen next. But I think she's either going to kill him, or she's going to do something really, really dumb and stupid that she's going to regret. And that's that. There's not a whole lot of stuff for Malcolm to do in this episode. I'm still curious on the Benioff and the Benowitz and Chow situation. Well, what's going on with that? But I guess we'll get to the answers to that in the next few episodes. Remember, there's only 3 episodes left for this season. What else? Well, of course, Jessica and her mother. First of all, I haven't mentioned this in the previous episode, which is bad on my part, but how great is it to actually hear them talk about The Raft? Seriously, for those of you who don't know, The Raft is this sci-fi undersea maximum security prison, which was seen in Captain America: Civil War. That's where they kept all the Avengers and the other guys that that fought Iron Man and his people in the airport scene. That's where Hawkeye is. That's where Falcon is. Ant-Man, Scarlet Witch, all those guys that Captain America basically, or Steve Rogers necessarily, all those guys that he basically broke out of prison on that in the end of the movie. And little fun fact, the Raft was actually introduced in the Alias comics, which is the comics that Jessica Jones the series is based off of. And it was actually the prison that had the Purple Man, Kilgrave, was imprisoned in when he was introduced into the storyline. So it's kind of nice that it's kind of been brought full circle, that it was introduced in Captain America Civil War, but now it's being referenced on Jessica Jones, which is what started this thing in the first place. Also, again, they're going a little deeper into the references of the wider MCU, which is something that these Netflix shows are notorious for not doing. So I kind of like that. Also, the way that Jessica's mom is being treated in this episode was brutal. I mean, I'm just gonna say it out that what's it called? You know, the guy was guarding her. He's an asshole, basically. He's one of those guys that, you know, lives by the rules and gets really angry when people just go against his view of life, which is just terrible. I hate people like that. And he starts giving her electric shocks, which was terrible. And as we learned at the end of the episode, he basically he kills his inmates, and he keeps their numbers in a trophy in his house, which is just disgusting. I mean, that's what's good about these Netflix shows, if you can call that good. They really just show you how disgusting the human race can be at its worst. And Jessica Jones especially, because it's literally a show about a PI whose job is to dig up some dirt on people and figure out what makes people tick, you know? So, that's that. And, of course, even at the very end, he's quoting the laws of self-defense. And, in America, I believe it is a well-known law that if a person breaks into your house, you're allowed to do whatever you want to this person, which is what he did. And he started beating her up with a stick, and obviously we know that Jessica could have survived that, but I mean it must have been painful, really, even if you're as strong as Jessica is. So she grabbed it and just a motion of rage, she just smacked him on the head and killed him dead. And in the spot. Which is, be honest, probably anyone would be attacked like that would do the same. If I was being attacked like that, I'd do anything to stay alive, much less, return punch back. So we'll see what'll be the ramifications of that. Not else to talk about. I mean, there's the Oscar stuff. He's helping Jessica. There's not much left of this character, I guess. We'll see what things will be like in the end of this season. So I'm gonna watch the next episode, and I'll have a review ready for you guys in just a few minutes. Goodbye for now.